Hey Dave, CTB RAM here. This is what I was working on. This is sort of a quick and sloppy model of Craig's grill that he was working on for his tank, and I suggested that for the grill that he could use transparency. And so I've just got a plane here, and to this plane I just created this tileable alpha image here in Photoshop, and I used these images that I got off the web of this grill to sort of model the pattern after, and use that to generate this alpha. And if I apply that, I've just got to, if I go to my hypershade here and I pull this over, I've got a shader that has the alpha applied to the color. So if I just come in here and grab this plane and I assign the diffuse color, you see that's the alpha. And then I just used the 2D placement node to replicate it to get the density of the grill that I wanted, and rotate to get it aligned the way I wanted it. And then once I have this set up for the diffuse version, I created a version with transparency, as you can see here, and it's just basically, if I double click this guy, you can see it's just basically this alpha plugged into the transparency right here, this grill tileable 3 PNG, just plugged into the transparency node of the of this Lambert shader that I created, and that's pretty much it. So if I come in here and I assign this shader, assign existing shader, the alpha shader, and then I go to the high quality renderer, you see you get the grid effect. And from a distance, it's not bad. It's actually a pretty fast way to do this grill. And if I render this out, and I'll pause it here just real quickly. So there it is, rendered from a distance. It's not bad. You get the grill effect, and you actually have shadows being cast inside. But if I get in a lot closer, you can tell that it has no thickness. So if I get in here and I do another render, and then once again I'll pause it as it renders here. So you can tell when I get in close that you can tell that this grill has no thickness. So what I tried to do was go into the hypershade and use the same alpha map to apply a displacement to this node. And what I can do is make another video. I've got to actually refresh my memory on exactly the process to do that. I created an approximation node for this surface, a displacement approximation node for the surface, and did everything that you normally do to set up a mental ray displacement, but it just wasn't buying it. It would not, for some reason, accept the alpha, and it was giving me these weird results at all of the spots where there are holes in the grid. And I must have spent the better part of a day fiddling around with it, trying to add displacement to just this section that's not been cut out with the alphas, and I could not get it to work. So if you found a way to do that, I'd really love to add the technique into my arsenal of how-to videos. Like I said, even for me to repeat what I had done in attempting to try to do the displacements, I'd have to go back through my little video tutorial that I made myself when I did it to remind me what steps I took to do displacement with using the displacement approximation editor with mental ray and doing mental ray displacement. But I can do that. I can, if you want, just let me know. I'm going to take and zip all of this up into a single file so that it will include all of the alpha textures as well as the model of this model itself. And so if you've got the time and you're willing to look at it and show me the process that you use to add displacement to this grill, I'd really appreciate it, because it's a real head scratcher for me. I've been fiddling with it, like I said, for the better part of a day, and I could never get displacement to work on this surface with transparency applied to it. So I'd be very curious to know what technique you use to make that work. So there you go. I'm going to take this file like it is right here and zip it all up. It's pretty well documented if I look at the outliner here, I've got some curves that I use and some original bits I use, because there's also, if I go to the channel box here, I can hide the textured surface, and I actually modeled an actual grill surface here, and that's what's in this original parts group, which is hidden, so you really don't have to worry about these. The ground is pretty self-explanatory. It's just the base that this guy is sitting on, and then the actual vent itself is made up of the vent surface, the main part that sticks out, all the bolts, and then the screen. And the screen is made up of this top part and then the actual physical screen, which is really two parts. There's the model screen and the textured screen, which I control over here in the layers menu. So turn the surface off and turn the textured grill back on. So that's pretty much how the model's broken down. And like I said, if you can show me how to add thickness to this alpha mesh here, I'd forever be in your debt, because like I said, I spent a long time fiddling with it and I could never make it work. So there you go, Dave. I'll zip this all up in a single file and put it into the to the thread that this came up in, and I think it's in your helmet mesh thread, because I saw that you'd actually did something very similar to this and had added thickness using displacement, and so that reminded me that I could never get it to work. So I would, like I said, if you have the time, and this is great because it'll give you all of the bits already here, so you can actually just work with this and don't have to remodel anything, and just kind of go through the process of how to add displacement to this. I originally tried to use the original alpha mask, which is just white and black, so it should have just basically turned this into a square object. It would have brought it up. It's not what do you call it, when it fades from black to white in the center and black to the edges again. I didn't do that so that it gave it sort of a rounded look. It's just square. But I'd be happy with anything if I could just add thickness to this. So there you go. Thanks, Dave. I'll put it out on the I'll put it out in the web, and or on that thread, and hopefully when you get a chance you can take a look at it. I'd love to add it to my howto library.